So about 2 weeks ago, we received a Great Blue Heron into our care. Now these birds do live year-round in Southeast Alaska, and you can also find them pretty widely distributed across the rest of the US. Sometimes they're a little bit more common depending on the breeding season for them, but you'll usually see them in areas where there is water, so things like marshes, rivers on the sides of lakes, things like that. They tend to eat smaller fish, but they are very opportunistic. They'll go after little amphibians, mice, other small rodents, as well as fish. Pretty much anything they can spear with that really long pointy beak you see. The one that came into us, though, was not having much success with his hunting. He came in very, very thin, unable to stand, and overall very dehydrated and weak. He was flown all the way from Ketchikan, Alaska, and arrived to us in not very good shape. His temperature was low, he was very thin, and very dehydrated. So the first thing that we did with him was get him warm. Birds have a higher body temperature than us, usually somewhere between 102, anywhere up to about 106 degrees, and he was below 100, so that was extremely low for a bird. So we put him on a nice warm, toasty, heated blanket and just let him sit there overnight, getting nice and toasty. Because for birds, if their temperature is too low, they actually can't digest food very well. So even before we could get him food, we needed to get him warm. Once his temperature was back up, we were able to start him on a regime of fluids and a liquid diet. So we gave him fluids subcutaneously or under the skin, and then we started him on a tubing diet. So a very, very liquidy diet that we would put the tube straight down his throat and then be able to give him that nutrition in a way that's really easy for him to digest. As he began to get a little bit stronger, a little bit warmer, and a little bit more hydrated, we were able to start assist feeding him very small fish. Initially, they were only about this big, and he was only getting a couple of them a day. And we would use a pair of tweezers to kind of move those down into his throat to the point where he could then swallow them down on his own. Each day, we would leave him with a couple fish in his enclosure, and we would hope that he would want to start eating on his own. But unfortunately, he just was not feeling well enough, so we would continue to assist feed him until actually on Christmas, we called this our Christmas miracle, he began eating on his own, which is really, really exciting, and that we don't have to then assist feed him anymore. So we started him on a very careful diet of slowly adding a little bit more and a little bit more fish until he is now getting around 15 of those small fish a day, which is much more than the 1 or 2 that he was able to get. We've also seen some improvement in his temperature. So before, he was on 2 separate heating pads. His kennel was completely covered with several thick blankets, and that was just barely maintaining his temperature. He has now moved from our quarantine area to our ICU. He is only on 1 heating pad, and we have less blankets over his kennel. So we are still kind of guarded on his prognosis, as we are with all of our birds, but we are really hoping that he is going to continue this positive upward trend, eating more on his own, gaining a little bit more strength, getting back that weight that he lost, and hopefully eventually move to a bigger area where he can start exercising those wings again and start building those skills back that he will need for release.